Hey guys, welcome back to Homestead Prepping and Survival. Today I just want to talk to you a little bit about what's going on and show you the animals and all that I normally do. I'm just like I say on the part I recorded earlier, this channel is my normal everyday life, okay? I don't show you work because work shouldn't be on my channel. But my camera's not straight. I know somebody's going to be irritated by it. So anyway, all I do is show y'all what I do every day. Now, I don't show you everything. Another channel said not too long ago, I was watching one of their videos, and you get highlights. You get parts of what I've done, and I think a lot what I should be doing is recording the stuff that I'm doing while I'm doing it, so shows y'all how and what I do instead of just showing you the end result. And I may get into more of doing that as time goes on. But I mentioned in the last video that I know I'm not for everybody, but prepping's not for everybody. If it was, then there'd be none of us homesteading prepping channels out here on YouTube or any other Facebook or any other thing. But guys, prepping is important, and it's not only biblical to prep, but it's also a necessity in the times that we're living in right now. And I know I'll speak again on the end part of this video about it, but they've got a bill they're trying to pass that'll give the president the power to use whatever military force he sees fit in response to another country doing something we don't like. And guys, I'm sorry, but we have three bodies of governance in this country for a reason, and one should not have the ultimate power. Now, yes, President of the United States is the most powerful position in the world at this point in time, especially of the free world. But guys, he's not supposed to be able to respond or perform offensive maneuvers against another country without the approval of Congress. And the reason for that is very, very simple. One person should not have that ability. And if they pass this bill that's going, whoever the president is at the time, and especially with the commander-in-clown we have now, can't even complete a sentence without messing up. Sometimes I'm that way, but guess what? I'm not the president of the United States. And his vice is, oh my goodness. You'll never convince me and many, many others that 80-something million people, the most in history, voted for that clown show. Now, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm not a Trump fix everything guy. He was not my preferred choice, but I believe he did a very, very good job while he was in there. And regardless of whether I like him as a person or not, he did the job we needed doing with so much offense against him. He still managed to get more done. And, I had said before he was elected, I didn't think we'd ever see gas below $2 a gallon again, but sure enough, he made it happen. And the United States was energy independent because we can produce more than we can use. And the United States has more oil than the other countries out there. And I've watched this a month or so ago on another channel that was talking about it. Why in the heck does the United States, with the largest amount of fresh potable water of any continent on the world, import water from somewhere else? Really? We import water from other places, but we export drinking water to other countries. Now, I don't know about y'all, but why in the heck would anybody want to buy something that they produce or have excess of already? If one of y'all can explain that to me, I would be deeply indebted to you, because I don't understand it. Why the United States exports its fresh water to other countries and then imports water from other countries when we've got more than they do. If we're going to export it, why do we need to buy it? We need to be supplying ourselves. Same way with oil, gas, food. If things keep going to where they're going, y'all, the easy, let me back up. Old saying is, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. How many of you women have heard that? Or guys? The easiest way to control a man is to control the food he eats. Beef prices are skyrocketing. Pork prices are skyrocketing. Swine flu and all this mess. Now you got the bird flu. The largest chicken plant in the United States, possibly the world, just killed 5.3 million chickens because they had one case of the bird flu. Paid their employees to take wheelbarrow loads and dump all these dead chickens. And when they got done cleaning up all the dead animals, they were handed their pink slip and says, "We're not opening the doors back up." What do you think that did to the price of poultry? A company that produced 30% of the chickens that the United States consumes said, heck with it. Then they come out with all these things that are going on with seafood. You're controlling the beef, you're controlling the pork, you're controlling poultry, and you're controlling seafood. And fertilizer prices have skyrocketed to where farmers can't afford to plant. Oh, that's all right. The government will give them money not to plant. Okay, what are we going to do when people are hungry? Need to be prepping. Need to be buying every dollar that you can spare into food and the necessities to be able to live. Now, I know you can use sticks and things to brush your teeth and all that. I don't plan on going that far back. I've got enough toothbrushes stored and toothpaste and dental floss to last me the rest of my life if I live 50 more years, which ain't gonna happen. Are you ready? I'm growing my flock because I don't want to have to depend on a grocery store to supply me and my family and my group, my MAG, Mutual Assistance Group, with anything. Guys, it's time to get serious. So we're going to get into the video today, and I talked quite a bit on there, and I know this is probably going to be a longer than normal video. I apologize in advance. But guys, if you have not already subscribed, please subscribe. Share the channel when you can. And hit that like button. It helps break that YouTube algorithm. And I said it in the last video, and I'm going to say it again. I don't know what's going on. But if following my subscribers since I started the channel 5+ months ago, up until I got to the 100 mark, I could pretty much count the subscription rate increasing as I was going along. And since I broke that 100, it went up to 102, then it dropped to 101 and back to 100 and went back to 101. And then last week, and it stayed there for a couple of weeks, which I've never held the same number for that amount of time, no more than 3 or 4 days max. And then I went to, after video before last, it went up to 103, and I'm thinking, good, finally whatever was going on is over with. And then Saturday or Sunday, it dropped to 102, then to 101, and it stayed 101. I guess that was Saturday. It stayed 101 yesterday and through most of the day. And then all of a sudden today, I'm back down to 100. So I don't know what's going on. And if people want to unsubscribe, that's entirely y'all's choice. It doesn't cost you a thing to subscribe or unsubscribe, and I understand that. But looking at my subscription rate on how it went, I can pull up the analytics of my page and it'll show me the graph on when people subscribed and all of that. When, how many each time, all the way through. And for this last 4 to 5 weeks, it's went, what? All this other time it went, and we get to the 100, and it went, and I'm back. What? So I don't know what's going on with it, but guys, the ones of you that stick with me, the ones of you that have subscribed to the channel, I appreciate it. My goal is to help as many people as possible learn how to be more prepared for when crap hits the fan. I feel like God has put it on my heart to help people. I've done that most of my life. But I feel like He wants me to help people be more prepared. Teach people how to prep. I'm not offering you a 4-year college degree. I'm offering you common sense ways to be prepared for what we can prepare against. But anyway, guys, I do appreciate it. Thank y'all very much. I really, really do mean it from my heart that y'all watching these videos and sharing the channel and subscribing. It just means so much to me. It helps me fulfill what I feel like God has asked me to do. And I thank y'all for that. So, guys, let's get into the video. I apologize for it being as long as it is today, but you know, sometimes it's just like that. So if you don't like that part, just, you know, double tap on your phone or whatever. It'll skip 10 or 15 seconds, whatever you got it set up to do, and just move on. But I'm gonna show y'all a few things. Remember, try to prep just a little bit more each day. Just take little baby steps, little bites of what you got to get done. Try to be a little bit better today than you were yesterday, and you'll get to where you want to be. Y'all be safe. God bless you. Thank you. Well, another day, just a little bit done. I hadn't been home but about 20 minutes. Dropped the grand youngins off, and baby chicks are all over at the water, if y'all can see them there. And remember, I broke this water line when I was cutting grass the other day because I had it laid out here. So I cut it back, put a T, because I do want to add to this and run from here over down the side of the mini barn and put a faucet at the other end, and then go from there out to about where that pine tree is that I'm going to take down. I'm going to put a post and put a faucet there so I can water the garden off of either of these 3 faucets. But also planning ahead for the chicken pens that I'm planning on adding to this side and the other. This side will have a water supply. I turned the valve way down. I don't want, just in case something breaks before I get it buried and insulated and all that.
I don't want it to make my well run wide open till I got home. So I just barely have that valve on. But anyway, when I add on to this side of the chicken pen, I'll already have the water supply here for their waterer. And then I can put a Y on this faucet and run water off of to both pens, the one I'm going to add to this side and the original. So all 3 pens will have their own water supply. And I may even Y off of this faucet back here and put one inside to run. But I don't know, because if I have them out, the doors open, they can get to water if they want to. But one of my hens, that one there with the feathers missing on her back, she flew over the fence yesterday, right as I was coming down here. She ran around to the back corner, and I reached down and grabbed her and put her back in the pen. Not that big a deal, but... So, like I tell y'all, baby steps, do one little thing at a time. So I've managed to get this water line connected and outside the pump house and run down here. Now I've got 2 faucets. So if I do want to water these fruit trees and the grapevines and scupulins and the raised beds over there and all, once I get this big tree prune back, I'll be able to do that and have plenty of water here. So I may end up running, I don't know yet, depends on the price of PVC when I'm ready to do it, but see that I got some pipe laying down there. But I need a lot more. I may end up running a water line from the faucet at that end on the other side of those buckets all the way out to the classroom, just so we've got a water supply out there. So that's something I may do down the road, but that's nothing that's pressing as far as prepping related. But it could really come in handy because the guys can sleep in that building because it's got heat and air and, you know, lights and electric, all that. I've got a little microwave down there. I've got a hot plate. So they got a little heater and they got that air conditioner. So anyway, I need to be working on this. But I just thought I'd show y'all I got a little bit better today by fixing this line. So hitting it with the mower, I actually didn't cut it. The mower deck hit the cap on the end and tried to knock it off, which broke it. The blade didn't hit it, but either way, I'm a little bit better prepared now by having another water supply. And I know you can't tell it now, but I actually have power ran from the mini barn all the way over to the corner, the post of that scuffling vine that's laying down back there. There's an outdoor receptacle and all there. So there'll be electricity on this side of the property and water. So if I wanted to do something else back here, water and power's already there. So anyway, do one little thing today, guys. I don't care if it's like I just did. It took me 10 or 15 minutes to cut all that and put it together and get it glued up and put where I want it. I'm going to mount it to that post, but I'm also going to insulate these lines after I bury it. I'm not going to mount it or insulate it till after I get it in the ground, because, you know, I'd have to take it all loose and redo it. But of course, if my backhoe was working, that'd already be done. But either way, do one little thing each day, guys. Just make yourself a little bit more prepared, a little better to handle the group, your MAG, as some preppers call it, mutual assistance group. You know, I've got a little house, and if we hot box the bed and the little office that I'm building inside there, if you put bunk beds in there, you could 2 people per bed, that's 4. My bed, just room to add another bed in that room if I needed to, a twin bed. So you could, you know, 8-hour shifts times 3. I could do 2, 4, 6, 7, or 8 people at the time sleeping. If you're what we call hot boxing the bed, rotating it. So anyway, it's just an option when you're limited on space and you can't afford, in my case, to build something that's going to house 60, 50, 60, 70 people, then you know, you got to plan accordingly. And that way I can sleep 8 people times 3 a day, 3 shifts a day. That's 24 people that could sleep in that house, because while 8 of them are sleeping, the other 16 are working, and then, you know, you keep rotating through. So it's just a possibility that if we had to. And then if I took this building, of course, I'm going to turn this end. I'll show y'all. I don't know if I've ever, but that's a P-tack. And when I put that thing in, I didn't have the metal can that goes around it. So I built it out of the wood and sealed it up and caulked it. You see all the caulking hanging and all that. But that thing is a heat pump. It actually does heat and air. And it'll do up to 900 square feet. Well, this building is only 200. But that room is only 6 by 10. So it's way too big for that room, and it's 240, so I don't want to use it with my off-grid power. So I'm gonna take that out and close that in and put a regular window unit in there and turn that into a cooler. And then as I can, I'll add foam insulation, because the walls, ceiling, and all are already insulated. I'll just add more insulation to it and get it sealed up nice, you know, the way it needs to be. But I'm pretty sure I'll be able to do that. Like I say, being in the field, I've done enough research to know what I need, and I've bought what I need. So hopefully that'll be coming pretty soon. But that unit actually still works, and I told a buddy of mine he could have it to put in his metal building, his metal shop. And I priced the cans for him the other day. The cans are about, I want to say, $80 or $90 a piece. Supplier cost, you know, wholesale cost for us. So anyway, it's just something else to get done, but that is something I want done before the end of summer, before deer season starts, so that we will have a place to hang deer, hogs, turkeys, whatever. And I know turkey season's already in, but most people don't hunt this time of the season because it's so hot. So just another project, but that one's going to happen. I've got everything I need to do it. I just got to get a helper out here to take that big old thing out, and it actually slides to the inside. Then get it closed off, insulated in what space the window unit doesn't need, and go from there. And I'm probably going to create a burn pile back there in the garden area, for all this old lumber that's rotted and can't be reused. Some of it can, some of it can't. So get this cleaned up. Y'all see the old boy cat up under there? Can y'all see? Let me zoom in. Laying up under the building. He's already come up there and ate. I fed both the girl cats, or both the cats, my girl and that one. And then I've already refreshed his water, checked his food. I'll need to buy some the end of this week for both cats and dogs, but chicken feed the same way. I've got enough for another probably 3 or 4 weeks on the chickens, but with the prices going up, I'm probably going to go ahead and get enough bags to fill up both my cans. I don't like to have any that is not in the can, because it does attract rodents. They like to eat on it. Mice and rats and squirrels and all that mess, and always causes a problem. Out in the classroom, I went out there yesterday, and there was 4 squirrels inside the classroom. They dug up under the exterior of the wall and got up into the classroom, and because my son-in-law had a 50-pound bag of corn out there he was storing, they have eat every bit of that corn. There's mess everywhere. They chewed up a couple of my flags, all that mess. So I want to get that back sealed back up and kind of get it taken care of. But y'all, this channel is homestead prepping and survival, but it's what I do every day. It's a little bit of something every single day that I try to do better to make me and my group better prepared. So you know, just like raising these chickens, I've got those 4 half grown in there, and these 6 out here. Actually, that's 5. There's 1 more over there. But and then I've got all those eggs in the incubator. So it takes 21 days to hatch chicken eggs. So, ooh, you got some of her feathers, didn't you? But I've got 2 more weeks left in the incubator to see what hatches. And then they're going to be inside in the brooder with the heat lamp and all, or with the light for heat, you know, for at least 2 to 3 weeks before I bring them outside and put them in that kennel. So we're looking at another 5 to 7 weeks roughly. And these other babies that are half grown will be plenty big by then to make room for these others coming in. So hopefully I'll be able to start adding on to the chicken pens by the end and do something. I really need to start advertising selling eggs, but I don't. I normally just give them away. Excuse me. But anyway, enough rambling. Guys, what have you done today? What have you done to help better prepare you and your MAG, which is your mutual assistance group? You know, what have you done? What have you started? What have you completed? Something. It doesn't matter. I'm going to tell you the way food prices are going up, and feed prices for animals, and oh my goodness, so much else. The inflation rate is crazy. Guys, I don't know how well y'all can tell, but that grass is green. We got a good hard rain last night that probably got about half an inch to an inch. And it's green as it can be. But anyway, what are you doing? Because with the price of everything right now, you pretty much need to be stockpiling. If you're not already buying more canned goods and canned meats, canned vegetables, things like that, then you're behind the 8 ball, because the prices are going up astronomically, and it's a hedge against inflation. So if something happens, you lose your job, you get hurt, for whatever reason you can't work, your prepping supplies can get you through a mighty hard time. It has several in my family just by me prepping. So I don't have near as much as I used to, but you know what? It's got to be more than one person doing it. So if you've got a group like I do, expect that group to do something. There's several in my group that have quite a bit of food stored. Some of them have bought backup generators and put in big metal buildings to try to be as EMP proof as they can. The birds haven't gotten the blueberries yet. They're not quite right, but there's nowhere near as many as there have been the last few years. So anyway, guys, you need to be buying stuff. I don't care if you're spending $20 or $30 a week or a month, whatever you can afford. You need to be buying extra and putting it up. And I'll tell you, like I told my daughters, you know, toilet paper, for example, that's something you're not going to be able to make yourself very easily. So you need to have toilet paper stored, and none of this crap like 2020 and it just disappear. You know, one of my sisters actually came to me for toilet paper toward the end of the toilet paper shortage and said, "Hey, have you got some we can get?" And I'm like, yeah. And the reason I said yeah is, one, is my sister and I love her, but a couple of years before, her husband dropped off a bunch of groceries because she knew I had that store open and I was spending everything I had into that store trying to get it profitable and going. And she had him drop off a bunch of groceries, and that included a 24-pack of toilet paper and all this stuff. Well, I didn't think she was buying it to help me, you know, as far as for me to eat and use. I thought she was starting to add a little to the stockpile. So I did. I put all that stuff up. And when she asked me for toilet paper, oh my goodness, at least 2 or 3 years later, I said, yeah. Got up in the attic, pulled the same pack that they bought, because it's a different brand. They buy Angel Soft. I buy Scott. So, you know, I grabbed the 24-pack of Angel Soft and took it down. She said, "Oh, that'll last us plenty." You know, I'm like, y'all bought it. Yeah, I didn't give you nothing. She bought it for herself. So it comes in handy. But food, man, I can't tell you the number of mouths that the food that I've stored over the years has fed when they were struggling. So you need to be buying food, and I've talked about it before. Water. If you're not putting water in every container that you can, you know, clean it, store good clean water in there. If you want to make it last for years and years and years, if the water's already drinkable, like out of your faucet, just put you about 3 or 4 drops of regular bleach in that water. No scented crap now, just plain bleach. 3 or 4 drops of chlorine bleach in that water, and it will keep that water crisp and clean and clear for many, many years. And you'll always have that to go back on, and it doesn't cost you anything because you're already buying the milk jugs and the juice containers and all that stuff. So, you know, guys, think outside the box. What have you done? Have you did like me, finished a little water project? I've got plenty of metal over here, which I know I've just kind of scanned by it, but I've got a lot of this steel metal to do another 16-foot lean-to off this side, and I got a bunch of tin there to do the classroom out there and take the rest of this tin down and I'll reuse it. And I've got, oh my goodness, my brother gave me a stack of metal that's 5 or 10 times as much as that. So hopefully I'll be able to close in these sides and with that metal and kind of make it a little better EMP resistant. All that's coming. I just got to get time to go get it and get it here. You know, when you work, I get to work around 7:15 in the morning, and I get home around 5:45 to 6:30, somewhere in there, if I'm not doing anything else. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I pick up my granddaughter, my oldest one, from school, and my oldest grandson actually goes to the same school, and I've started picking him up on Monday and Tuesday, so I take him home and wait till one of his parents gets home, or both, and then I come back here, or either to my granddaughter's house, and drop them off, or let them pick her up. So, you know, I'm a grandpa. I'm a pawpaw, as my grandkids call me, and you know what? I wouldn't change it for the world, but I prep to try to make my kids and my grandkids have a good place. What are you doing? Are you ready for that? Oh boy, cat, he won't let me touch him, but he'll get close. If I look like I'm coming toward him, he'll take off. But I already fed them what food they didn't eat yesterday got wet, and I dumped it out here. But see, there's feed in that bowl a little bit, and some in her dish over here. I need to clean that waterer, but either way, guys, the time to prep is now. If you're not already prepping, I don't care if it's water and rice. Do something. It's time to prep. It's time to be ready, because if that bill they've got goes through, that gives the president the power to use whatever military force he wants to, when he wants to, without having to get approval from Congress or anybody else. And I don't know about y'all, but you know, the commander-in-clown's cognitive abilities are not where it needs to be the leader of the free world. And now they're trying to give him the power to do things that he really doesn't need to. It's bad enough he's got his finger on the button, but he can't do that without a reason. They're trying to pass a law now that's going to let him do it based off his own judgment. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't trust his judgment. The man can't remember if he brushed his teeth this morning. He can barely complete a sentence. And his vice, it's like putting a cat in the doghouse. I mean, come on, guys. She ain't got a clue what she's doing. So, anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed the video and the talk. Hope I motivated you to try to do a little bit something more prepping and be better prepared. And old dog there, he sees a mess. But anyway, Guys, I do appreciate y'all. Be safe. Be prepared. Remember, Jesus loves you, and so do I. Look, he's always fighting. Look how messed up he is in the face. He's always got injuries on his head. Poor thing. I give him all the food he wants and all the water he wants. Kind of like some people, no matter what you do for them, they're going to always be hard-headed and try to do it their way. Love y'all. Be good.